Hey, welcome to the Sam Leah Show, guys. Happy Monday. Happy full moon. We're on a mission to become our best selves. And as always, we're inviting you along for the ride. So we usually have some kind of notes to keep this
Agenda.
show
We got an
structured.
agenda. Right.
And today, we don't. We feel like we already have a lot to talk about anyway. So we're just gonna go on and we're gonna talk.
Dive
So
in.
so what's going on with you this morning or lately since last week?
I'm going to be honest. Last week, I hit a rock bottom over the weekend. Super sad, super negative, super just shut down a lot.
You were quiet. I didn't really hear from you this weekend.
Yeah, I was processing, I think. I spent mindless hours on my phone scrolling. I was looking for rugs and wall decor, and I went down a couple rabbit holes I regret. And like, I just turned off, I think, this weekend. This morning, I woke up completely different. This morning, I woke up with like, what's my purpose? What are we going after today? Let's have fun. It was just like this. I needed those 2 days to kind of just, and not do. I feel like, and tell me if you do this, I feel like I'm constantly doing. Like I'm
You are.
and I'm trying to pull my inner Leah. But like I always tell Jared, like when we sit down, I'm like, I feel like we should be doing something. And he's like, fuck, I don't. And I am just one that like, and it probably comes from childhood. You know, my mom always had a to-do list for me when I was a kid. Like before I get home, I want this and this done. And I'd wait till fucking 7 minutes before she pulled in the driveway. And I'm like, trying to get all that.
And you're competitive. You're an achiever. You're like a doer, right?
Yes.
Problem solver.
My whole self-worth is around how much can I accomplish on a to-do list. And I'm trying to pull away from that. But I love a good fucking checklist. I mean, don't get me wrong. I found this shit at the store the other day and I can't wait to pull her out. It's a daily planner just to kind of have another fucking list thing to be going around the house. But I don't know, like this weekend was just low vibe for me, but I woke up this morning, like feet on the floor. I was out the door by 6 to do my walk and I just felt energized. I think I text probably 7 people, like, here's what's going on this week. I touching base, blah, blah, blah. Like it felt good. It felt good this morning. So it was a recharge weekend and I'm just going to own it. I was not the most positive person. As Jared said, you complained a lot and I did. And I own that. I was complaining all weekend about just the dumbest, smallest things. But I also lost 2 of my kids. And I think that was me processing. I've never missed a kid's birthday. Walker turned 20 and it was the first birthday I've never given him a hug or seen him on his birthday. Yeah. And like, I didn't think that would be a big deal. Apparently it was a big deal to my heart. So that was a lot to process. But other than that, low vibe. Vibe. What about you? You have a lot going on.
It's funny. I was feeling pretty low vibe on Saturday. But then I was able to kind of turn it around and just talking about it, meditating, and trying to just turn it around. And my stepdad's still he's still doing all right. He's not in pain. He's in good spirits. We're definitely noticing like mood changes. And the hospice lady said that would happen it could be the steroids. It could be just what's happening in his brain with the lesions. And so to like watch out for that. So we're just kind of like trying to manage that. Alora comes back on Thursday. So she'll have been gone for 3 weeks, which is a long time, but it's not as long as I'm used to. Usually, like you guys know, she's usually gone the whole summer for 9-10 weeks. So it was way easier to say goodbye to her this time. And so she was in Disneyland. She's been doing all kinds of stuff. She's in California with her dad's family. And so she's going to be coming home. So it's going to be nice to see her. We're going to do all of her little back to school shopping and shit like that. Yeah. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was body image. So, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I had all kinds of like body image, eating disorders. I from the time I was 15, I think I started with the diet pills. And I was dating someone who was a narcissist, extremely manipulative in that way. I mean, he was constantly comparing me to other women, judging what I was eating. I would like eat things when he wasn't looking and hide the wrappers in the bottom of the garbage bag. There was one time where I'll never forget. I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you want to like go to dinner and grab something to eat? He's like, well, go weigh yourself first. And if you're this, we can go. And if you're over this, then no, we're not going to eat dinner. Like it was pretty intense. And so I dealt with that for like years. And I was constantly on this, like, trying different diets, logging every single calorie, in the gym, out of the gym. I mean, I dealt with it for a long time. But so if any of you have had that going on ever in your life, I just want to remind you that it doesn't necessarily go away. It's something that you learn how to manage, right? And so
Yeah.
it's not like this, it's kind of like this. And after I came back from Italy, I've been really struggling with body image because I felt like I gained a couple pounds because I had been
But you ate
gorging on
real
all kinds of food.
food
Yeah.
though.
And I
You
was
ate
just
real food.
struggling with how
Yeah.
I felt. And then I've noticed that like all those little things are sneaking in, like, do I really need to have all this for dinner? I should not have sweets anymore. Or maybe I should just fast a little bit longer before I eat breakfast in the morning, try to burn some more calories, or I should go, um, just looking at myself in the mirror and not a great way, and like judging myself, and I feel it kind of creeping back in. And so I've been trying to kind of just get a healthy relationship with it again, get back to just feeling like you are fine the way you are. Like if it's about how you feel, then just get back to where you feel good. It's not about the number on the scale. Because I also like to work out. I like to lift weights. So then I'm thinking, did I gain weight just because I have so much more muscle now? Like, do I need to lose weight for how tall I am? I mean, this is kind of like the cycle, right? Those conversations come back into your head. And if you've dealt with something like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But so I've been dealing with that, but it has been getting better. And I have been just kind of like trying to chill back out and just trying to focus on what feels good, eating healthy, trying not to obsess,
Yeah.
and reminding myself of just all of the things that my body allows me to do. It's not even just focusing on the way I look, or what my clothes feel like. It's like, I'm grateful that I have a strong, healthy body. I'm grateful that I have legs that let me go for walks in the morning. I'm glad, right? Like focusing on just the things that I'm able to do. And so that helps. And so that's just kind of what's been going on. I don't know why that,
It
came back
makes
up, but it
sense. I
does every
mean,
once in a while.
it makes sense. I think for me, I used to weigh 225 and I'm down in the 170s now. And while I'm excited about that, for having so much less weight to be hauling around, I feel so much more energy. My body's moving so much more functionally better. What I don't like is the crepey skin that now that I'm 45, my skin is just creping. Like I'm just losing muscle mass and it's just like, or just my fat, my skin is starting to hang. And at 45, I think part of that is age, part of that is inevitable, part of that is, hereditary. But I'm just trying to like, you're 45, girl. Like your body is 45 years old, and like be okay with it's not going to be the tight, perfect skin. Like your skin is 45. Stop comparing yourself to these 20-year-old moms that are walking around here pushing their strollers, like whose skin is still tight. Mine is the skin issue. My skin is just totally wrinkling up in places that I'm like, how do you even get wrinkles there? But I have found a way, so I get it. Like it's that comparison thing, but I just got to keep holding on to my body is functioning at a level that it has not been able to function at in a long time. So while on the outside appearance wise, it might not be the stellar, nice tight legs with no cellulite, because mine is cellulite and mine is skin hanging. I'm still wearing the dress. I'm still wearing the shorts because it is what it is. And I've lost 50 fucking pounds and I'm just going to own into that. But functionality wise, I'm impressed. I mean, I wear that 15-pound vest every day. My legs are strong. They're just covered in a layer that makes them not look as strong, but they are strong. But I do the same thing. I get down I'll catch myself at like a mirror and I'm like, that's not what I think I look like, but that's what my
Yeah.
body looks like. And then I get fucked in the head for a while. And
Right.
then
Right. Kind of like
but my heart is healthy. My systems are all functioning at top capacity. I'm getting good sleep. I'm going to be here for a long time for these little boys. Like that's just no matter what it looks like on the shell, the inside is going to keep me here a long time to be with these boys. I keep holding on to that. Like, but yeah, if somebody has any help with like crepey skin, I've tried all the lotions. I think it's just the way my body is just aging. It's just, it's creping, you know, which now that my body is creping, and please let me know if anybody else is going through this. I see it a lot more in other women and other people, like celebrities and stuff. I'm starting to see like, okay, they're creping too. So I'm not like an odd duck. But it is.
That's
It's a mental
that RAS that we talk about.
Yes.
Right? It's like if you're thinking about buying a Jeep, all of a sudden you see a bunch of Jeeps like driving everywhere. It's the same thing,
Yes.
you know. Like
Yes.
it's all perspective. That's it, and so that's what it's about. Is like, what are you choosing to focus on? Like, what helps you feel better?
Exactly. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. I listen to a podcast, if not two, every single morning when I'm on my walk. And this morning I was listening and they were literally talking about, it was Tiffany Carter, and she's a business entrepreneur, pushes people to be entrepreneurs. And so she was talking about how she used to just be so wrapped up into everything that happened bad for the day. And she'd just lose her shit, you know. And as a former screamer at children, I would lose my shit about a lot of things throughout the day. I'd lose my shit on my ex-husband, lose my shit on my lawyer, lose my shit at working as a teacher, you know, kids, like everything was just heightened because of my anxiety and my depression. And I had zero fucking coping skills. And so I was giving fucks about everything. Like, that's a big deal. Screaming about that. And so today in the podcast, she said, if you are a person that's wound up and you freak out about everything, I want you to focus on only giving yourself 10 fucks a day. And so when something happens throughout your day, you have to ask yourself, am I willing to give up one of my fucks to really go after this thing and bitch about this thing and because I only have 9 left after I do, and it's only fucking 7:00. Do I really want to? And so she said, it's a playful, mindful practice of you only get 10 times a day to lose your shit. But she said, if you already have some coping skills and you have a good therapist and you have coaches in your life and you have, you know, good support, maybe you only give yourself 7 to 5. To where you need to hone it in a little bit more. You know, you're under control. So I would say for me, I only need 5. I got good coping skills now. All my therapy is into place. Like, I have you in my life. I have good support system. I know my triggers. Like, so I'm going to try it. And so far I have not had to use any of my fucks today. Like, it's 9:30. That's impressive, but it makes you mindful of, do I really want to flip out? And now I'm down to 4. Because once you use them all, you don't get to flip out anymore. You know, so she was saying, save them for the big things like your kids, you know, your job, something that's game changer, not the cubicle bitch next to you that's, you know, being an ass and clipping her toenails. No, but save it for the boss is having a meeting. Okay, shit, I need to really focus on that. So it's just, I love the idea. It's a playful way to catch yourself of like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to let that go because I don't want to use one of my fucks for that. So giving 0 fucks. Like, once you get to that point, like, I can't flip out anymore because I've given all my fucks up for the day.
Yeah. I like that idea. My daughter has this little thing. I don't know where somebody had given it to her as a gift, but it's a little jar. And then they came with all these little wooden, little fuck jar. So that's too many to give.
Too many. Walker gave me this. He was like, I thought of you when I saw this. And I'm like, do I take that as a compliment? I mean, I hope so, but like, yeah, fucks to give. This is way too many. You only have 5 a day. So,
but it makes sense. It's just a way to kind of keep yourself in check because because that's how you're giving your energy away. Essentially, when you're giving your fuck away, right? When you're caring that much about something, that's where your energy is, because where your attention goes, energy flows. And so if you're choosing to put your attention on all these things all day long, you're giving your energy to all of those, and then you're not going to have any left. You're not going to just feel good. Right. You're just going to kind of have like a
someone
bad vibe.
Asked, what are the podcasts I listen to? I'm just going to rattle off. I listen to The Ugly Truth of Divorce with Sam and Leah. That's obviously what I listen to. Number 1, obviously. You know, every Monday a new episode rolls out. One came out today. But I listen to Project Me with Tiffany. I listen to Rachel Hollis. I listen to one that Jared and I just found that we absolutely love is Sex with Emily. So good. Covers tons of different subjects. Online Marketing Made Easy with Amy Porterfield. I love the Leah Show. I'm a Gary Vee fan, so I'll listen to
I love Gary Vee. And you listen to Mel Robbins too sometimes, right?
Mel Robbins is my favorite. Like, if she has a new podcast out, I'm listening to that first always. So those are just a few. Again, I have tons, but those are like the ones that I get excited when I see they have a new one out. And I just kind of I usually pick when I'm going to the bathroom in the morning of I get it preset, ready to go. So as soon as I put on my vest and things, I'm not spending time like scrolling, trying to find one. Like it's vest on, play, let's go. And then I also listen to it. This is a walker's tip. Listen to it on like 1.5 speed. So you can get through 2 or 3 podcasts instead of just listening to it at 1 speed. And
Yeah,
always
that is a good tip.
the commercials. Fast forward through the commercials. So if the podcast is 40 minutes, you're really going to listen to it in maybe 15 to 20 because you're listening to it so much faster on the speed of it, which
that is a good
I
tip.
never knew that existed till about 2 years ago. And I'm like, the amount of hours I've lost listening to a slow talker on a podcast, like when I could have just sped it up, so that's beneficial. But when we leave here, you talked about taking Alora to go look for for school clothes and supplies and all that. We are literally giving a training today, August 19th, inside the next chapter. We're giving a training on tips and tricks on dealing with a high conflict person for school. All the stuff that's going to come up in a school year, school calendar, school events, teacher interactions, things like that. I'm going to give a training today inside of TNC to prepare yourself.
Yeah, so good. Because there's just so many things that you don't think about. Like you don't consider until it happens and you're like, now he's doing this and how do I do this? And he wants to be a part of this and I don't want to be in the same room with him. Or how does do we tell the teacher? I mean, there's just so many things that you just don't think about until it's happening. And so that's the great thing about all the trainings that you do is like, you've already been there, you've lived it. So, you took notes and you know what's coming. So we can kind of give you the warning signs and the tools and the strategies to navigate.
Absolutely. And I think those kind of trainings are, I think that's where a lot of our trainings just come from is like, we've already fucked it up. We've already learned from it. We've already went and found resources to help. And so that's why it's so important to be inside of TNC is like, you get access to us, you get access. And right now we're doing this cute challenge, which I've fallen in love with because we get to see everybody for kind of their authentic selves and what they enjoy. And so inside TNC, they're doing a 2% of the day challenge, a self-love challenge. Like, what are you doing for yourself for just 30 minutes a day? 2% of the day. How are you taking mindfulness of just, it's me, myself, and I moment. What did I do for myself? Mine is the walking and listening to podcasts. You go to the gym, you do meditation, you do journaling, you do all kinds of different things. I kind of stick to the same wheelhouse a lot. You dabble in what does the day need?
Yeah, totally.
You know, and I wish I was a little bit better at that. But let's talk about the full moon tonight.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you said you're going to have some rituals. Let me pull it up and see let me get the details.
Okay. So August 19th, it's a blue moon. It's in Aquarius. I mean, this is me acting like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But here's what I do know. I've watched probably no less than 20 videos about tonight and with the full moon. And you're supposed to definitely do moon water tonight. Put water in a glass jar, put it out for the moon, and then use it throughout the whole next day. Like wash your face with it, drink with it, wash your body with it, whatever you want to do with the moon water. But
so it's going to be big. It says a supermoon occurs when the moon's orbit means it's closer to Earth than usual. So it appears to be larger. So it's going to be a big one.
Right. And so this isn't a manifesting time because we're in Mercury retrograde as well. So this is supposed to be a time. And again, if this sounds like hokey for you guys, bear with me because this is the shit that made me tenfold in my business is starting to really believe in the universe and timing is everything. And when should you be asking and when should you be receiving and when should you be cleansing? So pay the fuck attention if you need a change in your life. This is the shit that will get you there. So it's not hokey. It's literally like life changing. Today is about releasing. So writing down or saying out loud or just speaking out things that you want to release and things that could be blocking you. So how I described it to my friends and family this morning when I was like, hey, full moon tonight, this is what you need to be doing. I was just like, anything that keeps popping up, anything that just like in your free time, like boop, pops up and you're like, oh, write that shit down, let it go, forgive yourself, forgive that person, move past that, like ex-husband stuff, ex-co-parent, like something that happened, somebody cheated, money things, whatever it is, like write all the negative stuff down on a piece of paper, fold it up away from you, take that shit outside and burn it safely, or rip it up and just destroy it. Like tonight's the night. And I've already done this once before. And I really think it was like a full cleanse. And that's where my energy completely shifted is after doing one of these. So again, you guys might be sitting there going, this is fucking like witchery. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, you've got
I
me
mean,
into
whatever
it.
floats your boat. I mean, if you don't buy into it, then this isn't for you. But I live by it for sure.
Oh my
And
God.
it's so funny because my husband, like, for years, he would notice that at certain times a year, he felt like just shit would hit the fan. Like there was always
Mhm.
something. He was breaking up with someone, or there was a problem at work or something. And then, like, he started dating me, and I was like, oh well, like you're in retrograde. Like every time that shit is happening to you, you're in Mercury retrograde. Like that's actually it's aligning, right? So now
Yep.
he pays closer attention to it. Now it's become just a part of our dialogue. Same with you. Like when shit's happening, you're like, what's going on with the universe right now? Like, is the moon full? Are we in retrograde? Like,
But
because it does, it
also,
like comes up.
I think what's also like, I had tech issues like last week, and it's like, I didn't give a fuck about it because I'm like, we're in Mercury retrograde. Like,
Yes.
this
You're like
shit's gonna
expecting
happen,
it. Yeah.
you know. But it also makes me more mindful when like, because I have an app that I put my birth chart into. Again, I'm 100% in this wheelhouse now. I have an app that I put my birth chart into, my time of day, you know, all that. And so it tells me like, hey, you're gonna have interruptions today. Roll with it.
Mm.
Roll with it today. Because if you try to resist it, it's just going to make it worse. And so when I read that first thing in the morning, I'm like, okay, my mind is made up. If technology issues happen or if shit happens in my schedule that I am so like into, you know, my list, if it gets thrown off, I have to accept it because that's what's supposed to happen today. And so it's just a perspective. And for somebody like me that's usually like high wound, you know, like I got to hit my list, I got to get my list done. When I have that, I'm like, okay, shit's gonna get real today, and I'm prepared for it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call Lee and be like, what the fuck? You wouldn't believe what happened. It's gonna be like, no, it was supposed to happen that way.
Right.
It was supposed to happen.
What's the name of the app that you're using? Somebody's asking.
It is a paid app. So this is the app. Again, you get to see all my apps here. This is the app I use.
Chani.
Yeah. And so when you open it up after you give it your chart, it literally every day. So it tells you what's up with your day.
Ah,
It tells you what moon cycle you're in. It tells you, you know, what phase you're in, which I didn't know what all of those were. And I was trying to do all
right.
this research. And finally I saw this thing. It was like, use this app and it's going to break it down for you and tell you what. But what I love is that it does this I thought of you. It gives me 11 minutes of meditation.
Oh, I
So
like
it
that.
talks to you and walks you. So if you're new, like I am, to all this kind of stuff, it really helps. Like,
Yeah, it was Chani.
yeah. And it keeps track of your birth chart. Like every
Yeah.
day it shows you where you're at and
But
what house.
I think you have to know your birthday, the time of your birth, and the location of your birth, and then it can calculate all of that for you.
Yes.
Um, Lyric says we have horses; they're off the charts during a full moon. Yeah, totally. I used to work at an animal hospital for years, and it is so true. Like animals, like just shit would be happening. Like animals would be crazy. Clients would be crazy. Like during the full moon, we knew when it was happening.
Yeah. I mean, and everything. Like I'm thinking of the cycle that I went through this weekend. I really think it has a lot to do with this. I was releasing stuff.
Yeah, that's maybe was it because I was feeling it Saturday for sure. And like David's like,
Saturday
what's
was
going
horrible.
on? I'm like, I don't even know. I'm just not like in a good
Yeah.
headspace. Yeah.
Saturday was horrible for me. Sunday, I
And then
pulled
I
it
had super weird dreams too. Do you get weird dreams during full moons at
Girl,
all?
I dream every night. I dream in color. I dream in sound. Like I don't know what kind of former life I had, but I am very active in my sleep, in my dreams, and I remember my dreams. So much
Mhm.
so that like when I first wake up in the morning, if I want to replay word for word what happened, I can. And I don't know what that means. So if anybody knows what that means, that like, because some people don't dream in color, some people don't dream in sound and like can't
Mhm.
remember their dreams. Me, it's almost like I wish I didn't remember what that dream was. But yeah, if I it's usually like in cycles where either the dream is bad during certain phases of the month, and mine's more wrapped around PMS, which is also wrapped into the moon for me. But it's like, yeah, it's sometimes I have great dreams, and sometimes I have like, wow, I wish I could not remember that one. So it just kind of depends on where the moon is and where my cycle is on
Yeah,
how I.
that
So
makes sense.
I need to pay for that. I think I need to pay somebody to analyze dreams and what that means.
Yeah, they
So,
have dream journals, and I mean, I think you are supposed to kind of like when you wake up, whatever you remember, you're supposed to like jot it down, and that can help you interpret it and stuff. But there are people who are really good at doing that.
yeah.
Um, So what I wanted to ask you this because and then I'll tell you what mine is. So on your For You page on TikTok, what are some of the most common things that are coming up right now? Because I can tell you, I'm for some reason I'm off the under consumption TikTok. Like I'm not really
Yeah.
seeing those videos anymore, but I'm seeing I am seeing something. What are you seeing?
If I told you, we'd probably get kicked off. I went down a rabbit hole this weekend. I saw one video. I get a lot of engagement stuff, which I don't know if the universe is like, hey, maybe you should marry Jared. I don't know. Like I see a lot of engagement videos and I love watching those. I love watching the pregnancy, like finding out people are pregnant. Those have never really left my For You page. And again, I'm not having any more babies, so I don't know why that's in the wheelhouse. I'm getting a lot of house stuff because I'm looking for house stuff, but I went down a rabbit hole. And I won't say what type of people, but I saw a different type of culture of people doing a pre-wedding ceremony of something. And it was, and once I saw one and I watched the whole video and went, what the fuck was that? Then that's all I kept getting in my For You page. It was a pre-wedding, literally before this man walks down the aisle, he nursed from his mother.
What culture?
I don't want to say because I don't want to label and I don't know.
Interesting.
But then it was 2 or 3 other videos showing it. They like drape a drape over the husband, soon to be husband, and the mother. I'm assuming it's the mother.
Well, how does she still have?
That was a good question. Unless she's like a wet nurse. I don't know. I didn't go down that rabbit hole, but I was like, is this a thing or is this just something that there was no comments on any of the videos.
Oh, so they like turned off the comments.
So there's no context and it's not in our language. So I was just like,
interesting.
What is the context of this? And is this normal? And I have a couple clients that I think are relative to this type of religion and culture. So I'm going to ask them in private, but I fell down a horrible rabbit hole this weekend. I'm like, nursing adult men, not boys, men.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah. So I landed on mukbang TikTok, like the ASMR mukbang TikTok.
The fuck is that?
It's where like people get a tray or like just a lot of food.
Oh, fuck that.
They just sit there and eat it.
Oh, I would fucking vomit.
Okay, but here's the thing.
No.
Yeah, like the little crystal candies, and she's like whispering in the mic. Okay, so for some reason, like I got really like sucked in, and so now it's just sending me a lot of these. But now, after seeing so many, all I'm thinking is these people are so unhealthy. The things that they're eating, the quantity and the speed in which they're consuming donuts, crumble cookies. There are countless creators making crumble cookie.
Let me just ask you
videos every single week.
You can handle listening to someone eat?
Yeah, I think on the TikTok. I don't know if it's different if it's in person.
We are not the same. I would fucking come unglued. If Jared smacks his lips just a little too fucking loud on the fork or like
I know you're like that because I remember somebody kept like that and you were just like losing your mind. Dude, I don't know what it is, but listen, if I had a choice, this would not be what's showing up, but this is what happens. You watch one or two and then like it's like showing you
either. Like I don't know what am I putting out? What did someone
maybe because it's the wedding and engagement? They're like, oh, maybe she'll like this kind of pre-wedding ceremony.
I don't want any more of that. Like make it stop. And I sure as fuck don't want to listen to people eat food.
Yeah. But so like, okay, so there's this one creator. So here's the thing, and this is what I think is happening. People are making so much money. There are millions and millions of views for each of this video. There's one creator. Her name is Jelly Bean Sweets. Okay. Millions of followers. She's been doing this for a long time, but I think people are getting concerned because of what it's like, Taco Bell and donuts and cookies and just stuff that's loaded with processed sugar, high high, saturated fats, and she's
Huge.
posting like 4 videos a day. So that all I'm thinking of is like this poor girl, like her poor body. There's no way
Yeah, this is
that
all fast
taking
food
in,
and gross and
it's just not good for you. But she's making probably, I can't even imagine how much
you
money
have
if she's on
1.5
that.
billion followers.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
making
is that in her
a lot of money.
favorite Taco Bell, KFC, Chipotle? I can't say the
Yes.
word.
And so
Burger
just
King.
the what it is she's eating, the quantity and how often she's eating it, it's not good. I mean, it's not healthy.
You know who I stumble upon every once in a while, who I love, is this girl. She's either fishing or swimming in the ocean, and she's an entrepreneur, and she has a subscription that you only pay $10 a month to watch her every day either fish or swim. And she's just an average girl. I mean, average looking girl. She's got some thickness to her, and she's cute, and she's bubbly, and she's fair skinned, and she's just got long hair, and she just gets in the water and she swims or she fishes, and people pay. I can guarantee you who pays, but people pay her $10 a month. She has 122,000 followers that subscribe, and 10 minutes a day she swims or fishes, and they pay.
Let's do the math on that.
That's how much money she makes.
So she has 122,000 members times $10 a month.
Yeah. You don't even need a calculator. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this could be a great segue to, there's always a way to make money. Okay. There's always a fucking way. Feed pictures. I saw people farting in jars and shipping that off to people who are paying for it. I mean, like, you can get creative. There is always a way to make money, but don't like damage your body though. Do something that is at least not like super unhealthy for you. It's going to literally cut years off of your life. But yeah, I mean, the internet is wild. Yeah. It's wild, and there are a lot of ways to do a lot of things.
So I think on my For You, since I've just moved into my house, like I'm getting a lot of like storage and wall, decor and stuff like that. And then it's just all of my family is on TikTok. So when I see videos like this, I'm like, that's really pretty. That's my son. I'm like it just scrolls through, and he's on my For You page. Of course he's on my friend's page.
He's on mine too.
And he just like pops up, and I just give him a follow. But yeah, he just moved to Colorado, like we were telling you guys, and he is just in love with the mountains. So I asked him, I said, he does TikTok shop. And I said, so what are you going to be pushing out? He goes, I'm switching to nature content. So here is somebody that loves being outside, loves nature and just fresh air and like going up in trails and stuff like that. He's going to connect his passion with his business and sell backpacks and water bottles and bladders and all of the hiking shoes and all these things, because that's what, at 20 years old, he has figured out how to take something he loves, like hiking, and make it into a business. And then we have people out in the world that are going to their 9 to 5, taking their lunchbox and fucking hate their job. And there's no passion behind it, so kudos to him, like awesome. I went to a job every day that I fucking hated, and
I did that for a long, long time.
Right. And just didn't know, like, I get so excited. I think that's one of the reasons why weekends aren't as good for me lately, is because I'm not working. I love hanging out with you. I love hanging out with all the people we bring into TNC. We met an amazing woman named Erica this morning who did a training on something that's going to change lives and divorce. So
insane.
So that's another reason to jump over into TNC right now.
Yeah, she's giving you a free trial, a 2-week trial. This thing is so good. Are we allowed to like talk about it, or we're not allowed? I don't know. Maybe we can't yet because she didn't technically launch it.
Let's give it these 2 weeks. But I will just tell you, she launched it to our members only right now. Yeah. And I think once our members give us some feedback, it's going to validate what we think. This tool has the ability to change divorce on its head, change communication with your ex 180 degrees. Just flip
especially in high conflict situations. It's going to help you. It's literally going to teach you exactly how to communicate and set boundaries. It's amazing.
Yeah. So that's over in TNC, which, by the way, we probably need to duck out because we need to get ready. I need to get ready to give that training. Again, we're doing a back to school training today on I kind of just took the whole calendar year and anything that I had a negative impact from my ex-husband during, the journey of raising kids together through a school system. I'm just going to give you a highlight reel. And with TNC, you get to engage right then and there, but you also get a newsletter with the notes, with the bullet points, with the don't forget these must-have takeaways, which I think, again, if you don't have time to watch the whole training, you're at least going to get the cliff notes inside of the email, and you can go back and watch the video when you have time. Again, TNC is one of the most valuable tools you can have, because we're pulling in people like Erica, who had another tool, and we're finding we have somebody coming in to talk about dating soon. We've had people talk about nutrition. We've had people talk about
finances.
Everything. So if you're high conflict, even if you're not full blown yet, but there's potential, there's always potential for high conflict, especially when somebody starts dating or somebody becomes happy. The other person gets triggered and the whole co-parenting thing malfunctions. So be on the lookout to take advantage of that. We are always available. It's at samandleah.com. We can put up the banner for that so you guys can join. Just go to samandleah.com.
If you're going through divorce, even if you're just trying to work through your parenting plan, if you're recovering from divorce, if you're on your healing journey, if you're trying to just feel good again, if you're trying to balance single mom life, if you're trying to co-parent with more confidence and less fear and anxiety and overwhelm, that's the place to go. This is where we have all of the tools. We do a new workshop every single week. You get to go back and watch the replays that we keep them in the group. You can go back and watch at your own convenience. We have guest speakers come in all the time. And we do a live Zoom every month, Q&A, where you get to hop on and we get to answer your questions. It's amazing. And the reason that we do this is because this is what we would have given our kidney for when we were going through a divorce.
Absolutely. So we're going to duck out and head over there, guys. And if you are a member of TNC, we'll see you in about 5 minutes. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Remember, you only have $5 to give today. Each and every day. You only have 5 to give. So make them meaningful. Otherwise, let it go. All right. Bye.